Today, we're diving deep into the powerful world of dynamic queries in Apex. Understanding how to create and execute dynamic queries can significantly enhance the flexibility and functionality of your Salesforce applications. In this tutorial, we'll explore the ins and outs of dynamic queries, covering everything from their fundamentals to advanced implementation techniques. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Simon, and I'm a developer from Smoothstack. Let's go ahead and take a look at an example to see it in action. For this example, I created a new Apex class called account contact update from JSON. And we're going to imagine that we have a use case in which the user on the other end of an integration is going to be manipulating their account or contact in some external site, and then we're going to be receiving that update in the form of a JSON string, and we need to update whichever record they are attempting to modify. And we're going to be using dynamic queries for this because we do not know which object needs to change until runtime. So to achieve this, first we're going to create this account contact wrapper. It will contain the SObject type, the external ID, and then a map of the fields that need to be updated. And the first step is taking their input and deserializing it into that wrapper. Once we do that, we can create this string called query string. And this is something that you'll do in pretty much any instance of dynamic querying. And so we just create the query string to get the IDs from the SObject type that they passed in, where the external ID is equal to the external ID of the record. And then we're going to use our SObject data accessor to get those records. And so this is where the magic actually happens. And within our getRecords method, we take in the query string as input. And all we really have to do here is database.query for query string. And it may seem really simple, and surface level it is simple, but yeah, all we have to do to query dynamically is pass in a query string and use database.query, and we can take advantage of the fact that we can construct this string at runtime. And then we have some additional logic within this method to flesh it out. We take the SObject field utility, which we just created, to update the record with the values that they put into the account wrapper. And then once again, we use the SObject data accessor interface to update the records with the values that they input. And of course, we have to use try-catch to ensure that if there's an error, we log it properly with the message and the error code. But hopefully this gave you a good initial image of how to use dynamic queries. Again, the key advantage that we get here is that we can set the object however we want, and then additionally you could have a use case where you need to set these filters differently. In this particular case, since we're always going to be filtering on external ID, we don't need to be too flexible with this part, but there could be times where you maybe let an end user set up their own custom filters for a full custom Lightning Web Component. And if you're doing that, then you're absolutely going to need dynamic queries to filter through the logic and construct your queries at runtime. But the other small note to make is it's important to make sure that we use these string.valueofs here, because that can help protect against a SOQL injection. But again, hope this was helpful, and I will see you in the next video. Congratulations! You've now equipped yourself with the knowledge to craft more flexible classes using dynamic queries. If you haven't already watched it, you should take a look at my video about SOQL injection to make sure you know how to keep your dynamic queries secure. Stay tuned for more Salesforce security tips, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for the latest updates. Thank you.